All right, I think we're live. Welcome, guys. Thank you for taking the time today and welcome on this webinar where I'm going to kind of walk you through how to generate leads for Facebook Ads Agency, but also how you can build a nurtured lead pool with kind of an endless supply of customers as well that eventually will want to keep working with you. I'm going to deliver a lot of value to you today. I'm not going to hold back. I'm going to show you exactly what's working for my agency. And at the end, I'm going to make an offer to you to take the next step. I just wanted to be fully transparent with you up front before we get started to avoid any surprises sort of later on as well. So I'm Hitesh. I'm the founder of an agency called L2W Digital. We've been around for sort of 3 years. Initially, we kind of worked across all niches under the sun. Anything you can think of, we did it, but we mainly now work in the sort of financial services space globally, both in sort of retainer and pay-per-lead models to it, and we've had a lot of success as well. So, I mean, I've been doing sort of Facebook ads for around 7 years for previous businesses, mainly SaaS-based businesses, but we also kind of do Google, LinkedIn as well too. So what we're going to cover today, in a nutshell, how Facebook ad freelancers and agencies can generate their own leads and become the go-to person in their niche. So ideally, this is going to be for people or agencies who've got some clients already. You know how to run Facebook ads at a certain level and have ideally completed training from Kat Howe, Jeff Miller, Alex Fedotov, and there's a few others as well. So I recommend turn off any mobile devices, social media, and take as many notes as you can. As mentioned, I'm not going to hold back, and you will get some nuggets from this training today. So the problem there is when speaking to a lot of Facebook ad freelancers and agencies, there is the big problem, and a lot of Facebook ad agencies don't know how to generate their own leads, which is crazy really, because a lot of Facebook ad professionals deliver day in, day out for their clients. But when it comes to their own campaigns, it's something they completely struggle with, which I just find absolutely bizarre, if I'm honest with you. And today I want to kind of address this problem and walk through how you guys can solve it. The other challenge is there are lots of requests to just fine. Here we go. There are lots of requests for people needing Facebook ads professionals as well. But how do these people pick the right person or freelancer? Because if you look at this one's only got 19 comments, but we've all seen posts where they've got hundreds of people going through. But also, as a agency or freelancer, how do you stand out? And again, this is something I'll cover through today to help you do that. But as a result, with any business, they don't have a predictable way to grow or scale their agency. So if you can't generate your own leads, there's no way you can grow. So again, I've highlighted this point because it's something I'm wanting to change. So the strategy I want to cover today is proven for L2W, my agency. It's going to be picking a niche, which for me is vital. The lead generation strategies that we are actively using today are proven, and how to lead with authority and value as well. So the first one, picking a niche. Now, there's no shortage of people doing Facebook ads around the world. Doing it properly and successfully is a different conversation, a different topic for another time, but it's clear that there are loads of people doing it. So how do you pick a niche? I think, in my experience, you want to pick a niche you can deliver in, or you've had some experience in your previous life, something which you can talk about passionately, something which you understand more than just delivering ads for, and also one with sort of high average order value or high lifetime value. The reason for this is because, as you may know, if you've got something which is worth a lot more, you'll have a lot more room to play with on Facebook ads compared to selling, say, $5 t-shirts or widgets where you're not going to make much money at all. I mean, in going back to lifetime value, I think having a back-end system which can upsell and cross-sell more is also important too. Once you've picked that niche, you want to make it your mission to live and breathe it. Find out as much as you can about that business, how they operate, the types of customers they need, anything which could contribute to a success of a campaign. You want to find out what are their pain points, their fears, their interests and desires, their competitors, and also your competitors too. Who else are in your space? If you live and breathe the niche, when it comes to proposals and pitching and talking to potential clients, it's going to come across that you're very knowledgeable as well. And since we've been in the financial services space, it's very easy to relate to our clients because we understand what they're going through, whether it's compliance issues, whether there's certain things we can and can't say. It comes across and it's very easy for us to build a rapport. So have a think about what niche you could do. And there are lots of them. But to that point, what does sound better? I'm Hitesh from L2W Digital, a leading Facebook ads agency. Or I'm Hitesh from L2W Digital, a leading Facebook ads agency for financial advisors. Already it's going to call out and attract attention. So there are lots of niches to go at. There's financial services, e-com, dentists, construction, software development, and there's loads to go at. One thing you may want to consider is actually sub-niching too. So within financial services, you could go down as sort of life insurance, health insurance, pensions, etc. Although the audiences might be smaller, there's going to be less competition in there, and therefore you're going to be able to stand out too. So if there's a demand, I know, for example, in financial services, any of those sub-niches are quite big. And if you want to focus on just doing that, you're going to stand out. Okay, so I just want to cover sort of lead generation strategies. There are obviously 100 million ways to generate leads for your agency, but for me, as a Facebook ads agency, you need to be able to generate your own leads through Facebook ads, where possible, obviously, as well. I know a lot of gurus and a lot of people say it doesn't matter, but if this is the core service of your agency, any leads that come through your funnel will see how you operate, will see kind of at first hand what you can deliver and what you're all about as well. But so our main traffic sources are going to be sort of Facebook ads, which we'll walk through the funnel shortly, cold email, using Facebook groups, but they're the three ones which we'll walk through right now. So Facebook ads, the following funnel works for us. So we do a lead gen campaign. We've used a mixture of sort of lead formats and sort of landing pages. We give away a free guide, which I'll walk you through in a second. We then invite them to a sort of Facebook group and then send them a 70-day sequence. The thank you page also includes a Calendly book a call form. And we also call the leads within 1 to 2 days, just offering as a courtesy call to answer any questions they have. We are generally just trying to increase the awareness and come across with value. And this is an example ad we sort of use. We're very much direct and to the point, and very much do it as well. So the lead magnet we give away is a guide for Facebook ads blueprint for financial services. I'll just stop sharing and I'll show you the guide and walk through it. So it's a guide we've created actually in Canva, so very quick and easy to use. Kind of just introduce myself. A bit of a mind map in terms of kind of how we work and the process we follow. And we then walk through kind of what we advise, sort of what a successful campaign looks like in financial services in particular. So we recommend picking your niche, triggers in regards to what's going to make people want to leave their details in a Facebook ads campaign in relation to financial services. So we talk about vision and planning, life events, and sort of product focused. We talk about the lead generation strategy. So we talk about kind of the example types of campaigns that work well. So whether it's an ebook or a guide or a calculator or a template or a free consultation. We also talk about sort of the funnels and campaign ideas that sort of work well as well. So we kind of try and talk them through what the digital sales funnel does look like. We talk about the framework we use to test and to deliver. I think it's important to make sure you do set the right expectations from the start. We all know Facebook ads can deliver quite quickly, but you need to test in a methodical way, in my opinion, to ensure you cover all bases. We say to all of our clients that don't really expect anything in the first month because we are just testing. Look, we talk a bit about backend systems and there's some case studies as well. So this is an information sort of guide is very useful. We've had some good feedback on it as well. What I'll do is I'm just going to stop my screen for a second and show you the advert we used, because I'm aware that the image on the last one wasn't the best. Give me 2 seconds. I just want to show you what we've done. I'll just bring it up now. Bear with me. The internet's slow. Okay. Okay, so here's the advert. Hopefully it's a bit more clearer for you now. So you can see kind of what we walk through. We're very much to the point saying financial advisors, do you want more leads for this? But then really, rather than trying to get them onto a commitment, we kind of then talk about a blueprint and download it. And then we also include some social proof as well. I know there's lots of text on here, but this image has worked really well for us in the past. Okay, so I'm just going to share my screen again. Okay, so going back, so we've used lead formats and also Typeform as a way to generate leads. We then connect that to Zapier in an active campaign to deliver the guide. We've also invited them to book a free call. We've had some success with this, not as much as we'd like to, but to be honest with you, I'm playing the long game. And really, for those that are a bit more keen, they can book a call directly with us, where we can more or less just walk through the blueprint in person with them. That's the purpose of the call. So that's sort of Facebook ads. Very, very simple funnels, if I'm honest with you. We don't go overboard, and we found that this works really well. So a combination of sort of email marketing within the first 7 days with some social proof and testimonials, how we deliver Facebook ads. And you could simply just splinter the lead magnet. But we then try and do a courtesy call within sort of 1 to 2 days just to see kind of what it is. Now, what I find is that because businesses typically want leads, it's the lifeblood of any business, they are genuinely receptive to a call. I think you've just got to feel them out when you do get on the call with them, or even if you reach out to them via messenger or a text message, you just got to try and see where they're at in their own minds and progress it forward accordingly. Okay, the next one's cold email. So cold email can be an amazing tool when done correctly, and we found a strategy which is really simple to implement. So our approach is we like to keep messages short and sweet. We don't talk about introducing ourselves. We don't talk about who we are, because people don't really care in the first interaction. From what we've seen is they want to know about what can you do for me. We simply ask if they've got more capacity to take on more clients. It's as simple as that. And then if we don't get a response from them, the initial email, we will kind of reply or follow up with them within 1 to 2 days. If they're interested, we get them on the phone and ask them if they're free for a specific date and time. We don't give them choice. We don't say, or leave it open rather. So we say, are you free at Tuesday at either 10 o'clock or 2 o'clock? We're finding that this gives a better response. We actually hire a VA to gather data from Google or even the Google Maps, or even one to 2 pages of Google in terms of their contact details. So you can buy data in, but we do it this way, and the data just seems to be fairly accurate. So here's an example campaign we've run. We've had 72 responses from sort of sending out 1,700. which isn't bad really. And as you can see here, these are the sort of messages we get back from people wanting to know more. So again, it's very lucrative, very cost effective once done right. Third option is Facebook groups. So this strategy is more indirect, more of a long-term strategy. There are plenty of Facebook ad groups out there where people require help in their campaigns, whether it's other businesses or other agencies too. So what we do, we spend sort of 15 to 20 minutes per day in each of these groups, and we don't pitch. We don't send them a DM unless they ask people to send proposals. We really just sort of focus on adding value. And example groups include sort of Facebook ad hacks, Facebook ad rock stars, Facebook ads agency scaling secrets. And by doing this every day, we're starting to get sort of messenger requests for people thanking us and also asking if we could either work on their campaigns or provide more advice. And by doing it this way, and we're standing out, and you don't need to spend a lot of time each day doing this, and all of a sudden give it sort of 2 or 3 months, and maybe not even as long as that, people start to approach you. And as mentioned, it can be other agencies, it can be other businesses who are wanting to outsource as well. And as mentioned earlier, if you spend sort of 15, 20 minutes per day doing this, your name will start to stand out. And one of our clients actually was kind of monitoring Facebook, and especially there were a few questions around financial services, and they noticed that my name popped up quite a bit. So already we're building that social proof and credibility in a playground, if you like, where people are looking for help. So it's a great opportunity. So I mean, they were the methods that we're using, and we are delivering with a lot of success. And when we first started out, we picked one and perfected it. So it's important that a reservation you may have is you may not be ready to grow scale, but you can pick one and do it slowly. We're only spending sort of on Facebook ads alone sort of £10 per day, and we're getting a financial advisor into my world, into my group, for around sort of £4 to £5, so about $5 to $6. So it's not really a lot. We're also testing loads of different ways of doing this too. Okay, I just want to talk about an attractive offer. So if you are starting out, you may need an offer to get clients into the door. Example offers that work for us are a free pilot. So the client pays for the ad spend and even maybe agrees some back-end commission, but maybe you just set the expectation on risks, and it allows you just to test, and they're completely sort of clear. I think if you can find a client that does this, I think they'll then understand that it is a test and an approach, and then you're essentially working for free. But once you kind of got the proven system, it's a great way to do it. If you're doing the pay-per-lead model, you could also kind of go in at 10 leads at a certain price as well. I mean, it's important to test different offers as much as you can, see what sticks. Sometimes it could just be how you position your service. One thing we found that when we tried to pitch the testing approach to financial advisors, they just didn't get it and they didn't really care. But once we told them that by spend this much and get this amount of leads, it became crystal clear as well. Your offer will depend on your packages and how you're set up. So if it's sort of pay-per-lead or retainer, you will need to be confident that you can deliver too. So don't commit to something if you can't deliver. Even invest a bit of your own money if you can, if there's an opportunity. I look at things as the bigger picture as well. Too many people they manage to sell big pay-per-lead orders, which is great. However, they are unable to deliver. So what they're having to do is not only refund the client's money back, but then they're spending money out of their own pocket too. So be very careful in terms of what you commit to. Over time, you won't need to use offers as much because you'll have enough social proof, people that will do business with you when they're ready to do so, which does lead us nicely on to sort of the next section. So how do you lead with value and authority? You want to become that go-to person for Facebook ads in a certain niche, and it can be a lot simpler than you think. Don't be afraid to give away your best stuff, share results, testimonials, show you can deliver as much as you can. You want to then create an audience where you can be seen daily. And the kind of way to do that is by creating a Facebook group. You want to create a group that you that you own, and you can create a group which is closed, which you can then invite them to. You could call it something like, we call ours lead generation financial advisors, so it is very clear as well. Then use these groups as an opportunity to nurture the leads that come in. We're seeing that obviously Facebook are pushing groups a lot more. Any contents in the group, people are seeing it daily. And even if it's just posting some tips, some advice, focusing engagement, don't make it salesy, don't push offers. I mean, if you've got an offer, by all means drop it in every now and then. What you will find though is that people, when they start to see your name in this space over time, and we've seen that eventually people just come to us and they're ready to buy. I mean, if you're struggling for inspiration and content, we go onto a site called Quora and we ask questions on there daily and then repurpose that content relevant to that niche in our groups as well. You can even think about the typical questions people may have about lead generation in this niche and ask them in your group as well. So yeah, I've just mentioned post content daily. One thing to add is that we've had people on our email list in our group for a very long time, and out of nowhere they've become customers. So I've asked them why, and what they've seen is that they've been seeing the value and are really trying to figure out if Facebook ads is for them. I know you'll need to close customers sort of short term and today, and with the methods I've gone through, you will do. But with this approach in the long term, you are building trust and authority with a closed group of people who will do business with you. We've had sort of people in our world for about a year, and they've started to surface now. And after about 3 months, our group started to grow organically, which became a free source of leads. Now, you'd have to control what people come in, but every day we get between 3 and 4 people who are a good fit. I know it doesn't sound a lot, but if you're an agency wanting to grow or you're a freelancer, it's not a bad volume at all. Just want to mention that building authority doesn't happen overnight. So you may want to follow with regular email campaigns, free content, webinars, whatever you can think of to kind of drive value as well. Next, I just want to talk about sort of sales onboarding. So you want to make sure that for those leads that are wanting to take the next step, you have got the correct systems and processes in place to make it seamless. You want to try and productize your service as much as possible, just because it's all packaged up. You can either brief your team or put the correct tools in place to get them onboarded as quickly as possible. So you want to take into account sort of a sign-up process that includes sort of contracts, invoicing, a campaign brief, onboarding questionnaire. And over time, your sales process will get refined and will convert at a higher rate. If you can start to document how you do these things, because although a lot of you may be selling yourself, over time you may want to outsource that sort of approach as well. Let me just show you a quick online form which we use within our agency. Really what we do is we just try and get as much information as we can to get started with the campaign. So we talk about basic business information, about what they sell, more about who their ideal customer is, what marketing they're doing at the moment, contact information. Because we've productized our service, we get them to select the package, and we've also embedded our terms and conditions as well. After that, we also give them instructions on how to add us to their Facebook ads account. We try and do it in a seamless way just to get it onboarded. One thing we are doing at the moment is actually building software to do that integration. And that's probably about 6 months away, but it's just going to onboard clients a lot more faster as well. Okay, so I just want to, what's up next? So that's how we do L2W Digital. Hope you found the training so far. It is important to have a predictable sales pipeline. It is vital to the success of any business. The methods we've worked through today are proven, really are simple to implement. If you've got a good sort of Facebook ad skill set and you're quite hands-on, then even if you're not, they are quite straightforward to do. Once they are refined, you won't need to worry about where you get your next customers from. I know a lot of people have lost Facebook ads clients recently just due to the global sort of issues. But if you pick a niche and become that go-to person for Facebook ads in that space, you'll have an audience that you control, and even a traffic source that you control as well. I know sort of Russell Brunson talks about traffic that you own, and he talks about sort of email, but actually if you've got your own group, you've got someone you can market to as much as you need to as well. And as a result, you'll have an endless supply of leads and potential customers who will be a lot closer to wanting to work with you. So what I want to do really is, for those who are serious about growing their Facebook ads agency, I want to provide you with a special invitation to the Agency Blueprint membership. So I want to give you access to all the strategies that we've proven already and basically ready for you to implement. So everything from the Facebook ads funnel, the cold email campaign we do, the Facebook groups and those approaches, and anything new that we kind of test and develop over time. I also want to show you how you can lead with authority and value, and ultimately making people queue up to do business with you. Also, how to onboard customers smoothly and really scale your business. And obviously we've gone through strategies today, but I won't hold back. If you want access to all the funnels, lead magnets, the ad copy, the emails, the tech that we use, there's no holding back. You'll get access to all of this within this membership. We're always testing new things at the moment. We're playing around with Quora ads and Pinterest, and we are starting to see some good sort of cheap traffic. As and when we discover new sort of approaches, we will share with you them every month as well, so that if you want to dabble with them or you want to explore them further. The idea is so that we'd take all the risk and investment in doing so, and then hand them over to you so that you can basically grow with it faster. There's also weekly Zoom group calls, so if you need help diagnosing sort of your campaigns or other aspects of your business, we can help with that too. And finally, you'll also get access to our closed Facebook group, the Agency Blueprint as well. So we've invested a lot of blood, sweat and tears to get this right. We've spent about 12K sort of over sort of 2 to 3 years. Now you can do this yourself. There's no reason why you can't. But if you've got this sort of cash and time to want to implement and grow, most people want to grow yesterday. So you've got to really think about it. And as mentioned earlier in this sort of presentation, we have got the cost per lead down to £3 to £4 a lead to get someone into our world. And our average order value or lifetime value of our clients is about £5,000. So, it can be very profitable. And as mentioned, we'll give you access to all of this so that you can hit the ground running quickly. You'll save time and really start delivering as fast as possible. If this doesn't grow your agency, I don't know what will, purely because it's proven for my company, and we've also tested it with other agencies before we've launched this and in other niches, and they're seeing some really good results here. So as mentioned, do you have the sort of time money to invest to get up and running quickly? So I want to give you the opportunity to take advantage of our founding members offer. So normally we're doing it at sort of £197 per month or $237, depending on the exchange rate. We want to give it to you for £97 per month or $117 per month. There's no contracts. There's just 30-day rolling. And if you're not happy or not satisfied, just ask for your money back, and there's no questions asked. But we're on a mission to deliver this for you and make it as easy as possible. It's not just another training product where you may go through it and just and not deliver. We actually want to ensure you deliver. That's I take pride in what I do, and it's important that my clients deliver as well. So join now. If you want to check out the URL, there will be a link in sort of the comments as well. So I just want to share some testimonials. If you want to take a quick look, I take pride in what I do, and for me, and the ethos my agency and my team takes is if our clients win and their customers win, and we don't stop until they win, will win in the long term. We don't just focus on the short term of getting paid. If they deliver for their clients and they see results, we will deliver as well. And then that's kind of the secret to keeping clients long term. We all make mistakes, obviously, but if you don't hold your hands up and just stand up to them, people will want to stick with you as well. If you want to check out my Facebook page, Test Mystery, you'll see some more testimonials there, as well as our YouTube channel, just to show that we've helped lots of people, and kind of we want to now extend that to you guys as well. Great. So I want to take any questions now. I'll start the recording shortly, but if you need to drop off, please send me an email. Email's there. Or reach out to me via Messenger, and hopefully I'll see you in the agency blueprint.